Today's topic is about special diode, Zener diode applications, and thereafter we will see the tunnel diode basic view. Before going to that, we will see the we will see this animated version. Please go through. Is this audible? Is this audible?
No, sir.
Is
No,
this
sir. Vintage sir.
not audible? Just a minute. No, no. Tell me.
William Henry Eccles was the first who coined the term
ఇప్పుడు
diode.
వినిపిస్తుందమ్మా? Is it audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Light గా వస్తుంది సార్.
లైట్గా వస్తుందా? ఓకే, ట్రై టు నా వాల్యూమ్ కూడా I have placed this volume also high. Okay, try to listen to this one or see this one. Okay.
Working of the PN junction diode, forward bias and reverse bias, characteristics of diodes, Zener diode. William Henry Eccles was the first who coined the term diode in 1919. It was derived from the Greek roots as di, meaning two, and ode, meaning electrodes. The different types of diodes are light emitting diodes, commonly known as LED, used in road signals, or as LED TVs. Photodiodes, used as light detectors or light sensors in industries like communication, medical, automobile, headlights of a car. Laser diode, used as pointers, security alarms, etc. PN junction diode acts as a base for all these diodes, and other diodes are modified from the PN junction diode. Now let's understand more about this PN junction diode. Let's break the concept of diode in three parts. That is construction, working, and biasing of the diode. So let's start with the construction of a diode. Here, as the name PN junction diode itself suggests, we form P and N junctions on the pure semiconductor material.
Hi, have you always wanted to learn to code but don't know where to start? Would you like to make
Hey, it's time to concentrate now. We do p-type impurities like boron on the left half of one slide. Boron atom, being trivalent, accepts one electron from the neighboring silicon atom and creates a vacancy or hole in the silicon structure. As boron accepts one electron, it loses its neutrality and becomes negatively charged ion. These ions are immobile in nature. Thus we have holes and negative ions which are formed in the left half, which forms the anode and acts as a positive terminal. The n-type impurities are doped onto the other half of the same slide. When we add the pentavalent atoms like phosphorus to the silicon slide, they form four bonds with four neighboring atoms of silicon, and we get one electron that remains free. As the phosphorus atom donates one electron, it loses its neutrality and becomes a positively charged immobile ion. The N region has three electrons and positive ions. This terminal is called as cathode, and it acts as a negative terminal. As a result of this doping, an electrical isolation is formed between the two regions, which depict a junction. The symbol of the diode is as shown. Let's understand the working of a diode. The electrons from the N side get attracted towards the holes of the P side. These electrons cross over the junction, recombine with the holes, and cease to be free carriers. This process is called as diffusion. This process of recombination continues for some time, but remains restricted near the junction only. As free electrons and holes get depleted from the region near the junction, this region is called as the depletion region. Depletion region contains only negative ions on P side and positive ions on N side of the junction. These ions are immobile. The motion of electrons doesn't stop immediately after the formation of the depletion region, but as they cross the junction, they get repelled by negative ions on the P side. Hence, at this point, motion of the electrons stops. These charged ions develop an electric field in the depletion region known as junction potential. Junction potential is 0.6 volts for silicon and 0.2 volts for germanium. Junction potential restricts electrons from crossing the junction further. When external voltage greater than the junction potential is applied to these electrons, they overcome the opposition of junction potential. This process of applying external voltage to an electronic device or a system to establish suitable working conditions is called as biasing. The word biasing is used to depict the inclination or preference towards a particular side. The diode is inclined or biased either in the forward direction or in the reverse direction. Thus, diodes are operated in two modes, forward bias and reverse bias. Seriously, pay attention. This is important. We first look at the forward bias operation of the diode. We connect the positive terminal of a battery to the anode and the negative terminal to the cathode of a PN junction diode. Internally, this positive potential to P side repels free holes towards the junction, and negative potential to N side repels free electrons towards the junction. As we increase the amount of external voltage applied, electrons try to break the electric field at depletion region to enter into the P region. As we increase the voltage over the junction potential value, electrons from N side of the diode attain enough energy to break the electric field and cross over to the other side of the junction. Thus, electrons move from cathode to anode, setting up the flow of current from anode to cathode. This mode of operation is called as forward bias, and this current is called as a drift current. In the second case, we apply the battery in reverse direction. That is, we apply positive of the battery to cathode and negative of the battery to anode. As a result, holes are formed towards the negative of the battery, and electrons from N side are pulled towards positive of the battery. Thus, holes and electrons move away from the junction, which leads to an increase in the depletion region grid. No current flows through the diode. This mode is called as reverse bias mode. But there are some minority charge carriers always present in both the regions. Hence, in the reverse bias case, minority charge carriers cross the depletion region, setting up the current flow. But magnitude of this current is very low, in nanoampere range. Ideally, in the reverse bias mode, current through the diode must be zero. But practically, we get some current which is called as the leakage current. Let's study the characteristics of this diode. This graph is drawn by considering external applied potential on x-axis, current flowing through the diode on y-axis. When the diode is operated in forward bias mode, current flowing through the diode between A and B remains at a low level. As soon as the external voltage crosses the junction potential value, or cut in voltage, so the current rises from point B and point C. This graph is called as the forward characteristics of a diode. When we connect the diode in reverse bias, the leakage current flows in the opposite direction till point D. But if we further increase the reverse voltage applied at one point, diode breaks down and a large amount of reverse current flows through it, which may damage the component. This value of reverse voltage is called as the breakdown voltage. In order to prevent our diode from breaking down, the diode should be doped in a very controlled manner. When an ordinary diode is heavily doped so that it has a very sharp breakdown voltage, it is called as the Zener diode. Thus, in the Zener diode, the breakdown voltage is accurately adjusted to make it withstand in the reverse bias mode. Hence, Zener diode works effectively in reverse bias also. Due to this special characteristic, the Zener diode finds many applications in the voltage regulator circuit. The symbol and characteristics of the Zener diode are as shown. Thus, the only difference we get in these two types of diodes is that the PN junction diode doesn't work effectively in the reverse bias mode, increasing the probability of failure or breaking of component, whereas the Zener diode is specially used where controlled reverse bias operations are required, thus eliminating chances of component failure. There are many types of diodes available in the market which look identical but differ in their performance parameters. So how do we select the best type of diode suitable for use? We select them according to their specifications like DC resistance, AC resistance, diffusion capacitance, and transition capacitance, etc. Let's see what these parameters are. When the diode is operated in the DC voltage, the resistance of the diode is called as DC or static resistance. From the characteristics of the diode, this resistance is calculated by the ratio of V upon I. As DC source remains constant, we can compute V upon I ratio throughout the characteristics graph. During forward bias, current through the diode increases with the applied voltage. Hence, as the diode starts conducting, its resistance value goes down. Thus, during forward bias, the diode has minimum resistance. On the other hand, this resistance takes a very high value of mega ohms during reverse bias. DC or static resistance plays a vital role in the analysis of clipping circuits or rectifier circuits. When we operate the diode on the AC signal, its resistance does not remain same as that of DC or static resistance. This is because AC signals continuously change in a sinusoidal manner along the axis, taking alternate positive and negative values. Thus, this resistance becomes dynamic in nature. This dynamic resistance is calculated as dV upon dI. This dynamic resistance comes in picture as an important parameter when we deal with the analysis of circuits that work on AC signals. During forward and reverse bias, diodes exhibits two types of capacitances, diffusion capacitance and transition capacitance. During forward bias, free electrons from N side cross over to P side, resulting in change in charge. This motion of electrons depends upon applied voltage. Therefore, diffusion capacitance is defined as the change in charge due to change in voltage during forward bias operation of the diode. dV equals dQ upon dV. During reverse bias, we get change in a charge as majority charge carriers move away from the junction, leading to the capacitance called as transition capacitance, defined as change in charge due to change in voltage. dT equals dQ upon dV. Let's have a quick review of what we studied in this lecture. William Henry Eccles was the first who coined the term diode in 1919. Diode nomenclature is derived from the Greek roots as di meaning two and ode meaning electrodes. The diode is a semiconductor device formed by doping the P and N-type extrinsic semiconductors into pure silicon or germanium semiconductor. A junction formed between P and N regions of the diode find many applications in electronics as the diode is used as a switch or in rectifiers. When the diode is in forward bias, its equivalent resistance decreases to few ohms, and the diode allows the current flow, hence it acts as a closed switch. When the diode is in reverse bias, its equivalent resistance attains a very high value of few mega ohms, 10 raised to 6 ohms, and blocks the current acting as an open switch. There are two types of capacitances associated with the diode: diffusion capacitance, when diode is operated in forward bias, and transition capacitance, observed during reverse bias. Then a diode is a heavily doped p-n junction diode, which is specially used for its current conduction reverse bias method and controlled breakdown voltage.
Of PN junction diode. Do you just a minute? Am I audible, Bhargav? Am I audible now?
Sir,
Okay, right.
audible.
Okay, that is the brief view of PN junction diode and GNR diode. I hope that you have a clear understanding of that PN junction diode. కొంచెం అర్థమైందమ్మా యానిమేషన్ క్లియర్గా అర్థమవుతుంది కదా యానిమేషన్లో యానిమేషన్ విజిబుల్ అయింది కదా మీకు ఎట్లా ఉంటుంది ఏంటి ప్రాసెస్ ఒక బ్రీఫ్ వ్యూ వచ్చింది కదా ఐ విల్ అటాచ్ దిస్ లింక్ ఇన్ యువర్ పీపీటీ ఆల్సో ఆ పీపీటీలో పెడతాను అప్పుడు కావాలంటే మళ్ళీ చూసుకోండి ఓకేనా అండ్ ఐ విల్ గో టు యాక్చువల్ టాపిక్ ఫర్ దిస్ డే this is the link I am providing here. That is the PN junction diode working. We have seen till now. That is a video link, and thereafter one more link is there. That is for tunnel diode. Today's topics are applications of GNR diode, tunnel diode. These are the applications of GNR diode. First one is voltage regulator. We have seen that one from the VI characteristics of GNR diode in the reverse bias condition. If GNR diode is operated, it can be acts as a voltage regulator. Second one is meter protection, and third one is peak clipper, and fourth one is reference element. As a reference element we can use here, and switching operation. It can also be used as a switching operation purpose. Here first this is the meter protection. This meter protection, this GNR diode is placed in this circuit like this. This is the positive terminal. One GNR diode is attached for this one. For high flow of current flow into the circuit, some resistance is going to be made across the input side, and one meter is get connected. This meter should be protected. For that sake, I am placing one GNR diode here. That current flow will flow in this direction. Thereafter only it will go to the meter. For that sake, we are placing one GNR diode here. GNR diode is generally employed in multimeter to protect the meter from the from accidental overloads here. ఏదైనా ఎక్కువగా ఇన్పుట్ కరెంట్ ఓవర్ఫ్లో అయిపోయింది అనుకున్నామా కరెంట్ ఫ్లో కానీ వోల్టేజ్ ఫ్లో కానీ ఓవర్గా ఇన్పుట్ సర్క్యూట్లో ఫ్లో అయిపోతే దట్ విల్ డ్యామేజెస్ ది మీటర్స్ హియర్. ఇన్ ఆర్డర్ టు ప్రొటెక్ట్ దట్ మీటర్ వీఆర్ ప్లేసింగ్ వన్ GNR diode here. The circuit shows GNR diode protect a meter on application of excessive voltage. GNR diode is connected in parallel with the meter. This GNR diode is placed in parallel with the meter. Most of the current will pass through the GNR diode, and meter movement is protected from the damage. That most of the current is going to be passed across this GNR diode only, then this meter is going to be protected from damage. When the meter movement is required to be protected regardless of the applied voltage, whatever the meter movement is required, it is going to be protected regardless of the whatever the voltage we are providing. That voltage is not at all so much important. It is going to be protected. That GNR diode is going to be protected. In the place of this single GNR diode, we can place two GNR diodes also here for protection of this is a single polarity device. If we are considering bipolarity, means if we place విత్ రెస్పెక్ట్ టు పోలారిటీస్ చేంజ్ చేసినా కూడా పనిచేయాలనుకున్నామ్మా. ఈ మీటర్ ప్రొటెక్ట్ అవ్వాలనుకోండి, వీ విల్ ప్లేస్ 2 డయోడ్స్ హియర్. ఐఎమ్ గోయింగ్ టు అక్రాస్ దిస్ సింగిల్ డయోడ్, ఐఎమ్ గోయింగ్ టు ప్లేస్ 2 Zener diodes back to back. 2 Zener diodes back to back, and this meter is going to be protected. This is one circuit, and this is another circuit. At the place of one Zener diode, we are going to place 2 Zener diodes here. This is the circuit diagram. Just memorize the circuit diagram and make it as, just explain how it is going to be protected. That meter is going to be protected by using that Zener diode is enough in the application point of view. Next one, Zener diode as a peak clipper. And, normally the applications of diode is clipping and clamping. Clipping means some unwanted signal is going to be cutting off the signal. Clipping means simply cutting off the signal. Clamping means shifting of the signal, shifting of the waveform. That is known as clamping. Generally, the applications of diodes can be comes under cutting, clipping of the clipper circuits are there, and clamping circuits are there, as well as diode can be used in the rectifier circuits also. Rectifier circuits also, these are the basic applications. From that this Zener diode is mainly used for peak clippers like that. This is one of the application of Zener diode. Clipper means cutting of the waveform, cutting of the unwanted waveform, whereas clamping means shifting of the waveform. The level is going to be shifting of the waveform is going to be shift from the one level to the origin, from 0 level to the positive half cycle side, and we can shift the waveform, whereas from 0 level to the below this negative half cycle side, we can shift the waveform. That is known as clamping. Clipping and clamping, the basic application of diode is clipping and clamping. From that idea, we are going for Zener diode used as the peak clipper. Only take it as a basic concept only basic concept I am explaining here. That basic concept is the Zener diode acts as a peak clipper. In that, the input voltage is providing some sinusoidal input voltage is provided, peak to peak 40 volts. With respect to this is 20 volts as well as minus 20 volts. Peak to peak is 40 volts. Positive half cycle is giving 20 volts and negative half cycle minus 20 volts. Like that, this voltage is flown in across this two diodes. Then this diode, then the flow of current will takes place. Then the flow of current will takes place in this direction. Let it be, this is the positive terminal. This is the positive terminal and negative terminal. This is positive half cycle. For positive half cycle, this diode is going to be conduction state, and up to this the voltage across this Zener diode is 15 volts. Up to this 15 volts, this Zener diode comes into the conduction state. Thereafter, beyond this 15 volts, from 15 volts to from beyond this cut-in voltage of the Zener diode, from 15 volts to 20 volts, that Zener diode is not going to be conducted. That is in the breakdown condition. Therefore, the cutting of the waveform will takes place to this 15 to 20 volts. Cutting waveform takes place here. And similarly, with respect to this negative half cycle, negative and negative will become positive. Then this terminal will become positive, and this terminal will become negative. Then the current flow takes place in this direction. Then diode D2 is going to be in the forward condition. Then the diode D2 is forward biased. D1 is in reverse bias condition. Therefore, conduction will takes place in this direction, and the cutting off of the waveform is taking place to 15 volts to 20 volts. Like that, this waveform is just approximately equal to just like a square waveform. By properly maintaining this this voltage of the Zener diode, I can get this voltage, this input voltage level is increased. Then I will get a complete square waveform. Like that, I am going to obtain complete square waveform. This is the basic concept, and we will see this description. This is the here two similar Zener diodes D1 and D2 joined back to back across the input sinusoidal wave voltage. Let the peak voltage be positive plus or minus 20 volts. peak voltage be plus or minus 20 volts. Both diodes have Vz is equal to 15 volts. Then the output is this is the Zener breakdown voltage is 15 volts. Then the output voltage is a semi-square waveform. I am going to obtain semi-square waveform with peak value of plus or minus 15 volts. The operation is given as when the reverse voltage across a Zener diode is less than Vz, if it is less than Vz but greater than 0 volts. If it is less than Vz and greater than 0 volts, then it is in off state. It acts as open circuit. Further, when the reverse voltage is equal to or greater than Vz. Further, if the reverse voltage is equal to or greater than Vz, then voltage across Zener diode is constant at Vz. Of course, the current increases very sharply. So the breakdown region, the diode is said to be in the breakdown region, the diode is said to be in on condition and can be represented by a battery of voltage Vz. Thus, the Zener diode acts like short circuit in the forward direction and open circuit in the reverse direction till it goes into the breakdown at Vz. During positive half cycle, D1 is forward biased while D2 acts like a open circuit up to 15 volts. After D2 goes into the breakdown, now it will holds the output voltage constant till input voltage falls below 15 volts in later part of first half cycle. During negative half cycle, the role of D1 and D2 are reversed. The same way, whatever we have seen earlier, the same way in the reverse bias direction also, diode D2 is going to be conduction state and diode D1 is in non-conduction state. In this way, the output waveform is clipped on both sides of the waveform, that is positive half cycle is clipped as well as negative half cycle is clipped by increasing the peak value of input signal voltage and using a Zener diode of low Vz value and almost a square wave output can also be obtained in this application. These are the two examples for applications of diode. First one is meter protection. Second one is peak clipper. Zener diode acts as a peak clipper. And next one is tunnel diode. I will give the basic view of tunnel diode. In this basic view of tunnel diode, this tunnel diode was invented by scientist Isaki. Therefore, the other name for tunnel diode is Isaki diode. Tunnel diode other name is Isaki diode. Here, the symbol for this tunnel diode, anode terminal is as it is, whereas cathode terminal is T shape. It is just giving the shape of T. This T indicates tunnel. This is the T indicates tunnel here. Anode terminal is as it is, the arrowhead as it is on the anode terminal, whereas cathode terminal indicates T. Whereas in Zener diode, cathode terminal, what is the letter indicated over there for Zener diode? Tell me, anyone? Zener diode, what is the letter indicated over there?
Z.
Z. It is in the cathode terminal, indicates the Z shape, right? Like that. Here, this is the symbol for tunnel diode, T shape on the cathode terminal. And this is the biasing condition. If anode terminal is connected to positive and the cathode terminal is connected to negative, then this tunnel diode is in forward bias condition. Similarly, this anode terminal is connected to negative and the cathode terminal is connected to positive, then this tunnel diode is in reverse bias condition. This is the basic biasing condition of similar as PN junction diode and Zener diode. Forward bias condition as well as reverse bias condition. The basic difference between Zener diode and the tunnel diode is both the diodes are heavily doped diodes. But the doping levels in the tunnel diode is very high, 1000 times greater in the tunnel diode when compared to the Zener diode. When compared to the normal PN junction diodes like that, it is 1000 times doping levels are higher. Next one, if the concentration of impurity atoms is greatly increased in a PN junction by about 1000 times, then the depletion layer width reduces to if the depletion, if the doping levels are very high, then depletion layer is going to be shrinks here. The depletion layer width reduced to the micrometer level, 10 power minus centimeters, like that. And the device characteristics are completely changed under this condition. Under that condition, the shrinking of the depletion layer, due to that shrinking of the depletion layer, the normal working of the PN junction will become, variation in the working of PN junction diode takes place here. That PN junction diode here acts as, due to that heavily doping, that PN junction diode here acts as tunnel diode here. That tunneling means plunging all the charge carriers into the another region. That means that is jumping of the electrons from one level, from one layer to the another layer here. That is known as tunneling here. Basic tunnel means all the charge carriers, that is heavy charge carriers or electrons, will plunge into the another layer. That condition is known as tunneling. What is the tunneling phenomena? We will see here. Under this condition, many carriers punch through the junction. ఆ జంక్షన్ నుంచి ఒక చిన్న హోల్ చేసుకుంటే, ఒక వాటర్ ఉందమ్మా, ఒక వాటర్ టెర్మినల్ ఉంది. ఆ వాటర్ టెర్మినల్ ఏంటంటే దానికి ఒక లేయర్, ఆ వాటర్ టెర్మినల్కి ఒక లేయర్ పెట్టాం. ఒక లేయర్ పెట్టినప్పుడు ఆ లేయరు కొంచెం డెస్ట్రాయ్ అయిపోయి వెళ్ళిపోయింది అనుకుందాం. వెళ్ళిపోతే అప్పుడు ఆ వాటర్ మొత్తం కొంచెం నెక్స్ట్ లేయర్ లెవెల్కి వచ్చేసింది అనుకోండి. అది పంచ్ అయిపోయి ఈ లేయర్ నుంచి, వన్ లేయర్ నుంచి ఇంకొక లేయర్కి వెళ్ళిపోయింది అనుకోండి. అట్లాగా పంచింగ్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ ది చార్జ్ క్యారియర్స్. ఆ వాటర్ ఎట్లా అయితే ఒక లెవెల్ నుంచి ఒక ట్యాంక్ నుంచి ఇంకొక ట్యాంక్లోకి వెళ్ళింది అనుకోండమ్మా, అది అట్లాగా 1 by 1 డ్రాప్స్ అట్లా పడిపోతే ఎట్లా వెళ్ళిపోద్దో వాటర్ ఇంక్రీజ్ అవుతుందో, అట్లానే ఇక్కడ ఎలక్ట్రాన్స్ ఒక లేయర్ నుంచి ఇంకొక లేయర్కి ట్రాన్స్మిట్ అవుతుంది అనమాట. ఇక్కడ N type టు P typeకి ట్రాన్స్మిట్ అవుతుందని అజంప్షన్ చేసుకుంటాం అనమాట. అది దట్ ఈస్ అండర్ దిస్ కండిషన్ మెనీ క్యారియర్స్ పంచ్ త్రూ ది జంక్షన్ ఈవెన్ వెన్ దే డు నాట్ హ్యావ్ ఎనఫ్ ఎనర్జీ టు ఓవర్కమ్ ది పొటెన్షియల్ బ్యారియర్. వాటికి those electrons is not possessing the potential energy, they will transmit it to the other side. Why? Because the barrier, the width of the depletion region is very thin. Due to that very thin, by taking some thermal energy across the room temperature itself, those electrons will plunge into the other side. That is a point you have to note here. Next one, large forward current is produced even though the applied voltage is much less than 0.3 volts for germanium and 0.7 volts for silicon. This phenomena is known as tunneling. Tunneling means punch through of the charge carrier. Simply single word meaning is tunneling means punch through of the charge carriers. That is the point you have to memorize. And this is the just overview of tunnel diode. Please go through once. Normally in open circuit condition, PN junction, this is PN junction diode, this is heavily doped, narrow depletion region. We are going to obtain narrow depletion region. This P region and N region. P region holes diffuse this side, and from N region electrons diffuse this side, and immobile ions are going to be created. That by the immobile ions, I am going to acquire the depletion layer formation will takes place. And further movement of these holes and electrons is not going to be takes place. Therefore, further movement is zero. By that electrons and holes. Therefore, no conduction will takes place. And in the reverse bias condition, due to the minority charge carriers, some small flow of current will take place. In this P region, minority carriers are electrons, and in the N region, minority carriers are holes. Due to the movement in this minority carriers flow, let it be those minority charge carrier flow is electrons. Due to that electron movement, electron hole fields are going to be generated. Some small conduction will take place in the reverse bias direction also. In the practical case, conduction takes place due to the minority charge carriers. That conduction will takes place. Tunneling phenomena deals with electrons. Only this tunneling phenomena deals with only electron movement. It mainly depends upon the electron movement. And P side, electrons occupy into N side. P side, electrons are going to occupy into N side. that is movement of some holes. This p side electrons occupy in n side, moves into the holes. ఈ ఎలక్ట్రాన్స్ హోల్స్ లోకి వెళ్ళి ఆక్యుపై అవుతాయమ్మా. అది సమ్ కేస్ అనమాట. అదొక కేసు. లీనియర్ మూమెంట్ ఆఫ్ ఎలక్ట్రాన్స్ ఇంటూ హోల్స్, linear movement of electrons into holes, and the potential barrier increases from p to n వెళ్ళినప్పుడు potential barrier increases, and we know these two types of breakdowns will cause us here. Those two types of breakdowns are Zener breakdown and avalanche breakdown. Thereafter, here normally this is the p type layer and this is the n type layer. This is the valence band and conduction band. This is the forbidden energy gap. This is the similarly for n type also valence band, conduction band, energy gap. This is the forbidden energy gap. This is the forbidden energy gap. In normal diode, this energy gap Eg, forbidden energy gap Eg, is greater than potential barrier. నార్మల్ డయోడ్లో ఏంటంటే ఈ ఫర్బిడన్ ఎనర్జీ గ్యాప్ అనేది ఎక్కువగా ఉంటుంది అనమాట. ఈ బ్యారియర్ పొటెన్షియల్ కంటే కూడా, పొటెన్షియల్ బ్యారియర్ కంటే కూడా energy gap Eg, forbidden energy gap, is very much greater than this potential barrier in normal diode. Whereas in tunnel diode, this energy gap is very much less when to this potential barrier. That means this potential barrier is high when compared to this forbidden energy gap అనమాట. This potential barrier is high in tunnel diodes when compared to this forbidden energy gap of this p-type material and n-type material. That is the point we should note here. Due to this energy gap, forbidden energy gaps and potential barrier, only those electrons can transmit it from n-type to the p-type. And this is about in the previous case we have considered the open circuit. This is open circuit condition, reverse bias condition, and thereafter forward bias condition. Forward bias condition, majority charge carriers, that means majority charge carriers on n side is electrons, that due to the movement of electrons I am going to acquire the current conduction takes place here. Current conduction will takes place. That means from n side electrons fills into p side, that is empty state of these holes. These electrons will move into the p side. ఇప్పుడు ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఒక 100 ఎలక్ట్రాన్స్ ఉన్నాయి అనుకుందాం. ఒక 100 ఎలక్ట్రాన్స్ ఉన్నాయి. ఆ 100 ఎలక్ట్రాన్స్ వెళ్ళి పీ సైడ్లో ఉన్న 100 హోల్స్లో ఫిల్ అయిపోయింది అనుకుందాం. పీ హోల్స్లో ఉన్న 100 హోల్స్లో ఫిల్ అయిపోయింది. దెన్ మూమెంట్ ఇన్ దీస్ ఎలక్ట్రాన్స్ విల్ టేక్స్ ప్లేస్ అండ్ ద కరెంట్ కండక్షన్ ఈస్ టేకింగ్ ప్లేస్. Then due to this movement of these electrons and filled into these holes, forward current increases, completely filling of all the electrons into the holes is taking place here. That means all the electrons plunge into the hole state and these electrons moves into the holes, completely occupying of all the charge carriers will take place. That condition is known as, I am treating that condition as saturation condition. Completely occupying of all the charge carriers on the other side, that is p region side. On the p region side, all the charge carriers are completely occupied. That condition is known as saturation region. That condition, I can treat that condition as saturation region. When the devices comes into the saturation region, there is no further movement of charge carriers will take place, and further electrons cannot jump into the other region. That means the saturation region, no movement of electrons and holes will take place. Therefore current conduction is zero. There is no movement, further movement is not possible, and current conduction is zero. If though I am increasing the voltage level here, but the current conduction is zero and the resistance part is maximum. Though I am increasing the voltage level by using the battery supply, I am increasing here, and the dropping of the current is taking place, and due to the dropping, the resistance value is high. That means peak value across the peak voltage I am getting peak value. That means across that, beyond that peak value, it is not obeying the Ohm's law here. I am getting the negative resistance here. Though I am increasing the voltage level, so the flow of current is decreases. It is not obeying the Ohm's law. It is giving the negative resistance here. That is, again, after some time, After some time, again some electron hole pair recombination takes place and generation continues. Malli generation continue అవుతుంది అనమాట. ఆ saturation condition నుంచి మళ్ళీ due to that moment, due to the sudden drop in the current flow will takes place, and it will reaches to the low level. After that one, again electron hole pairs, after reaching to the low level, electron hole pairs combination will takes place again, generation continues, and again it will reaches to the high value. That process, that means it is just like a, ఇప్పుడు ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ద వాటర్ క్వాంటిటీ విచ్ ఆర్ ప్రెసెంట్ ఇన్ ది ఎన్ టైప్ రీజన్, ఇది ఒక వాటర్ క్వాంటిటీ అనుకుందాం. ఇట్ విల్ బి దిస్ ఈస్ వన్ వాటర్ క్వాంటిటీ ఎన్ టైప్ రీజన్, దిస్ ఈస్ వన్ వాటర్ క్వాంటిటీ. ఇక్కడ ఉన్న వాటర్ మొత్తం ఇటు వచ్చినాయి అనుకుందాం. లెట్ us assume that it has the water which is present in n side will move into the p side. దెర్ ఈస్ నో మూమెంట్ ఇన్ ది, ఈ వాటర్ మొత్తం తీసుకెళ్ళి ఇక్కడ పోసేసాం. అప్పుడు ఇంకా ఈ వాటర్ కూడా ఇటు వస్తేనేగా, ఆ చార్జ్ క్యారియర్స్ ఇటు వస్తేనేగా మూమెంట్ జరిగేది. అట్లాగా అట్లా ఏమనుకోవాలి, ఈ వాటర్ ఇటు వస్తే ఈ వాటర్ ఇట్లా వస్తుంది అనమాట. దట్ ఈస్ ద కంటిన్యూస్ ప్రాసెస్. లైక్ దట్ ద స్విచ్ ఆన్ అండ్ స్విచ్ ఆఫ్ ఆఫ్ ది టనల్ డయోడ్ మే టేక్స్ ప్లేస్ హియర్. ఇప్పుడు ఈ వాటర్ మొత్తం పోసేసిన తర్వాత ఇక్కడ కండక్షన్ అనేది జరగదు అనమాట. అదే సాచురేషన్ కండిషన్. దట్ కండిషన్, వెన్ ఎవర్ దట్ ఎన్ రీజన్ possess the maximum amount of charge carriers, completely filling up of this p type semiconductor material, then there is no conduction will takes place. It will reaches to the saturation region. Again electron hole pairs, after some charge carriers will move into this n region, and generation of the electron hole pairs are going to be generated, and the process will continues. అప్పుడు ఒకసారి స్టూడెంట్స్, am I audible? ఇప్పుడు సిగ్నల్ డిస్కనెక్ట్ అయిందమ్మా భార్గవ్, సిగ్నల్ డిస్కనెక్ట్ అయిందా భార్గవ్? We will see this topic tomorrow. Don't worry, I will explain this topic tomorrow. Okay, we have meeting, so it is Bhargav, I am closing the session.